beaming from Pacific Junction Hotel to Earth.
Yo, welcome to My Summer Lair. I'm your host, Sammy Younan. I'm super excited to have Arlen join me.
Hello.
Welcome. You were just in Miami for the Miami Film Festival.
I was, yes.
Yeah. So now you're back in cold Toronto.
I know, it's so sad.
How was Miami? Was it good? I've been to Miami. So
You have?
Yeah. I haven't been for the film festival, but I've been to Miami. It's a good town.
Oh, it was amazing. It was very short-lived because I was doing shows for this. So I had to hop there for like a quick minute. But it was really nice. Sun, art, tons of people from the film industry. So beautiful humans and beautiful work. So I was really pumped to be there.
Nice. Yeah. So you get a chance then to check out the rest of the city too, because there's a lot of cool style as well. Like you mentioned, the humans.
Oh, yeah. I actually got to walk a little bit around. So I did go near the ocean. And the thing is, whenever I do fly to Chile, where my family's from, I always take an 8-hour layover in Miami so that I can leave the airport and go to the beach and swim and then come back and get on the plane.
Okay.
So I have had like a little bit of a Miami vibe, but this time, because it's so short and you're like going to so many events, it's kind of...
You didn't pack the bathing suit this time.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah.
It's just, the skin needs to see the sun for like a bit.
Yeah. It's been about a year or so, year and a half since I've seen the ocean.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's kind of sad because like when you get out and you see like, and if you go to LA or somewhere, right, and you finally see the ocean again, you're like, wow, this is massive. Like,
and it's soothing and humbling all at the same time. So
it's funny that you brought up the ocean and nature a little bit because this is what's related to the play.
Yes.
So do a proper introduction, like who you are and just kind of who you play in the play.
Sure.
And just a little snapshot of the play.
Okay. Well, my name is Arlen Aguayo-Stewart, and I am an actor who now lives in Toronto. I'm originally from Montreal. Haven't been at it for too long, but really excited to be amongst awesome people and, playing. In this play, I play Alex, who is someone who comes from a wealthy-ish family in Toronto, but has been doing some humanitarian work around the world, particularly more in the vaccine nature, and has just come back from a trip, kind of trying to reconnect with her mom, and is surprised by what's going down over here.
Yeah. There's a lot of ruckus.
Lots of ruckus. Did you see it already?
Yeah, I did.
You have seen it. Okay, cool. So the play, Human Animals, how will I describe this?
Yeah, that's why I left it to you.
You left it to me.
Because there's a lot going on.
There's so much going on. Some people talk about it as kind of reaching a dystopian version of Toronto, but I would say just imagine that you're living in Toronto and that all of a sudden kind of these governmental things start like putting on restrictions and making you kind of fearful of the animals. And there's this vibe that animals are taking over somewhat, but no one's telling you what's really going on. That's the setting of where this play is at. And we kind of get to explore what happens through little vignettes, snapshotting on different relationships within this chaos, this mounting chaos. So I don't know if I did a good description of
That's
the
pretty
play.
good, yeah. I want to touch upon one thing kind of related to what you were just saying, right? Because when we're right now in the setting for the play.
Yes, we are.
Which is really, I can't even describe this, but it's a really neat setting. But when the play starts off, the setting is very like clean. And then by the time the play is done, there's like mess all over. There's feathers everywhere and there's rocks and there's like you see it get messier as the play.
You experience it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that kind of a reflection of who we are and how we treat nature? You mentioned Toronto a little bit, but just in general as humanity?
I mean, personally, the way I connect to this show, I think it definitely can connect to how we treat nature. But I also think it goes on to other levels because we are in the play made to be fearful of this kind of unknown thing that is attached to animals. But whether that is just the general other, that could be other people, that could be anything we don't understand.
So fear.
So fear-based kind of control, like guiding us rather than our actual instincts is, I think, a big thing. But for me, the playwright was actually here, and she said that it has to pertain with the others, the concept of the other, whether that is an immigrant, whether that is a sexual orientation you don't understand. And I think that the play applies to all those kind of, as she says, isms that we experience.
Yeah. So do you relate then to the character yourself a little bit? Because the character you play, Alex, she really likes nature and is like willing to defend it. And she seems a little more aggressive so far from the 5 minutes I've hung out with you.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
You never know.
You tell me. But do you relate to her, I guess? Is that partly what drew you to her? Not just the themes of the play, but to the actual character?
Oh, I definitely relate to her for sure. I did grow up as a city kid, but just as an adult, I think that I've been craving more non-city space or just being in a park, or like we're so surrounded by technology, just like taking a moment, like being by the ocean.
Yeah.
Full circle. But being by the ocean for me is super calming. And when I looked at it when I was in Miami, or even like being in the sun is way more harmful than it used to be. And the idea that we might not be able to drink the water that is around us is also a really scary thing, and like now way more palpable than beforehand. So I think the aggression you talk about in the character is just the drive of where she's at in that moment. And I don't think that would be so far from me if I were living the circumstances she's living in that moment. But the play might be saying that we are living in that right now. So
well, that's what was my next question. Is it like, was aggression maybe the right word? Because I know you mentioned some of the isms, but it's also because there is that environmental theme, and you know, we could potentially run out of time.
For sure.
So there's an emergency.
I mean, apparently we are.
We are running out of time. So is aggression the right word, or is it just she knows or understands kind of like the urgency, and it's sometimes hard to convey? You know what I mean? Because if you walk by and you're like, my house is on fire, people get that right away.
For sure.
And they will run in and try and save your kids or your cat or something and whatever. But if sometimes with the environment, we say like our house is on fire and people are like, I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah. Well, it also depends like who you are in society and whether our society is taught to care about you. Like First Nations people in Toronto and Ontario don't have access to water they can drink right now.
Yeah. Well, no, we've made that very clear.
Like in this moment.
Yeah.
So some peoples are considered as well, and the play will talk about like what is disposable. When do you become that pigeon that you don't care about, and at what point, like as we go through the classes and the stratospheres of humans and economics, do we actually start caring about everyone as a whole?
That works. Yeah.
It's sad. It's unfortunate that we're here right now.
Because that you brought up the thing of the classes, because that's something we also don't often connect to environment.
Yes.
Right? We think of it like you mentioned the other isms in terms of like immigrants and politics and gender and these kind of things.
Yeah. Well, I think class and race, like in terms of colonial countries versus other countries who are still indebted to these colonial countries that have stolen all their their money and everything, and natural disasters have been impacting the non-colonial countries in a way that it's still not hitting us. We're in Canada, super comfy, quote unquote, the non-Indigenous people here, but
because we haven't been made to move yet.
We haven't been made to move. We haven't lost our houses. The water hasn't taken over. But like if we just look at our seasons, like fall and spring are almost non-existent. They're like kind of meshed into winter and summer. So I think there is this eminent thing coming.
Yeah. You're looking at the doomsday clock, and we're keep hitting snooze is basically what you're saying.
Well, I think for sure, I think Alex in the play is someone who is more of a critical thinker within the groups of people, and maybe in a more educated way, unlike maybe Jamie, which is another character who instinctually is like something wrong is happening right now. But the ability to not hit snooze and to actually look what's in your face in the moment is something that I don't think a lot of people do. I think we're placated by whatever we can just like ignore on our phone or whatever, like instead of actually looking at what's at hand. We have the privilege not to.
Yeah. Well, and it goes back to what you were saying before. Well, fear is paralyzing as well.
Yes, for sure.
Right? Like If I go back to the analogy of like my house is on fire or like, it's one of those things where like I'm pretty useless. I don't know how to do CPR. I don't know how to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
do you know how to grow things?
No,
that's important.
Yeah. That's why like when I watch shows like The Walking Dead and you see like when everything's taken away from you, you realize like I can't contribute nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Or do you know how to survive?
No, I'd be gone in like 5 minutes. I just wait for something to bite me and then I'm done. Like,
oh no! Gotta learn how to make a fire.
Yeah, something. I'm a city kid, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know which plants to eat. I don't know nothing.
No, yeah. These are things that we should be learning. There's people who know that stuff.
Yeah.
And if we weren't screwing them over, maybe we get a chance to learn and listen.
This is the problem there. You mentioned the other character in the play, Jamie, and we talked about you, Alex, playing Alex. Some of you two guys represent trying to make things better, trying to make change or whatever, but other characters in the play are not dealing well with the issues that are at hand. So everyone's kind of like coping in different ways. Some are coping badly in another way. Would you say then the play is hopeful, or how would you categorize it?
I would say that the play is an examination, for me personally, of awareness and of states of awareness, and what point each character decides to actually engage with what's happening around them. And I think that, because I don't want to give too much away.
That's why I didn't want. That's why I was trying to tiptoe around it too. Like your mom in the play is having a hard time.
She's having a really hard time.
Yeah.
I think that at some point, everyone's going to get hit. It just, the moment that is going to happen is dependent on time and whether that person wants to engage with it, and can be delayed. I would say that it is hopeful. It's not. I think it's honest, and I don't think it tries to sugarcoat anything, but I do think that it is hopeful.
And is that hope coming from the fact that you're the younger member of the cast?
Yes.
Is that hope almost rooted in being naive? Because sometimes when you're young, you don't realize how hard things actually are, or how difficult they are. You're like, why don't we just all recycle and then we'll just save everything? Like, what's the big deal?
I think you could easily say that being naive is also something that comes with age, or that calling someone young as naive is an easy way to not engage with something as well. I think at one point in the play, the mom says, oh, she's out fighting the wind.
Yeah.
Which would peg her as being naive, but at the same time, it's not the wind. There's a lot more happening than the wind. If hope is something that makes you naive, then I'd rather be naive for the rest of my life, because then you're just accepting. You're accepting stillness, which is, I think, is a theme in the play as well, being still versus movement. And I think all the wonderful things that we have been able to create over the years culturally, and there are like some ties in humanity that involve like caring for one another. I think those things are worth fighting for, and I definitely think that what is on this earth is worth fighting for. And if it's naive to not try and do that, then I feel like that's just waiting for the death sentence.
Yeah. Well, the flip side of hope is also love, right? It's the same coin.
Yeah.
And there are really tender moments of love in the play.
Yeah.
Like I think of a scene where you hurt your feet.
Yes.
And one of the cast members was kind of like bandaging you up and kind of like washing the blood away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's moments of hope and love.
Yeah.
And so maintaining hope is one thing, but how do you maintain love in the face of these kind of odds? When you said, like you said, we're running out of time.
Yeah.
How do you maintain love in the same way that you maintain hope?
Oh my God, community, like supporting each other, like I think in the grand scheme of things, like it takes, like they say, it takes a village to raise a child, and the way that we're living our lives is so kind of becoming like little mono family units, and people don't have time or money to take care of their kids because they're like working to try and pay their rent and etc. But the second you have community supporting you, and those kinds of communities I see in the arts a lot, like just in theater and like the collective that makes this work, the love that I have been able to experience with them in the way that I see that how they care for one another is a form of hope and community. And I think that the more we can work like that on those levels, the more of a voice that we have then as an individual. So, yeah, I got lost.
But I want to point out like the transitions that you have in the play.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of related to what you're saying, because there's points where even you're involved and you're like actually shining a light on other characters.
Yes.
And is that a metaphor? Am I reading too much into it, or?
No, I don't think so. I think that the beautiful thing about theater is that it happens between us on stage and the audience. Is that middle space. That's like the space where it actually starts creating. We've worked so hard to like, say something, but the real art is created in between us. So yeah, whatever interpretation that you're able to gather from those transitions, I think is totally right.
When you're preparing for a role like this, are you, because like it is a play and you've done some movies and some other TV stuff, do you approach it differently as an actor? Or are you still trying to just build a character and it doesn't make a difference whether you're doing a film, movie, TV show? Acting's acting.
I think it's kind of similar. For me personally, I just try to fill in the blanks as much as possible. So I do think that this play is kind of similar to film. There's like a real cinematic element to it, like short scenes, like from scene to scene.
Kind of like doing takes almost.
Yeah, but in between, you still, in the theater world, you still need to stay present for the next moment that's going to come, but might not come right after. So in that way, it's kind of similar to film in that, like, you need to know where you're going, where you're coming from before each little snapshot. But no, I think the more you can create a world for yourself and details and whatever circumstance, and it's easier to live in it when you're up on there, the stage.
You mentioned going like being present? Is that does that feed back into your relationship, I guess, with nature? Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen it that way, but nature, I think, makes me more present for sure. I'm just like, oh, like emails lose meaning, and I'm just like, wow, this leaf is so beautiful, or like just seeing things grow. For me, just brings me a lot of joy. As you've gotten older, this might be a slightly weird or slightly personal question, but as you've gotten older, how have you seen your relationship with nature kind of evolve or grow or deepen?
Well, as a kid, I think I played, like, a big part of nature for me was my grandparents' garden in Chile. And there are their figs and apricots and lemons, and there used to be cherries. And my grandfather and my grandmother's relationship to that space was just so beautiful. And my grandfather's passed, but when I do go there, like, a lot of that love that was put into the earth and all those plants, I still feel when I go. But just the fact that you put a little water every day and then, like, all these fruits come and you can just eat them right there in that moment, I think that was my first real connection. And I think it has deepened now. I think now it has, like, a bit of a sadder feeling to it, because I see it as, like, not as bountiful as before. But nature has also surprised me and also, like, kind of put me in my place and been like, I'm bigger than you. Like, I could kill you. But
that's when you see the ocean, right? Like,
I experienced it with the ocean. So I feel like now I have a more mature kind of understanding of it. Like, I think when I was younger, I was, like, fearless. And now I'm just like, oh, like, it actually is bigger than I am. And yeah, I appreciate it in a fuller way now.
So my question was almost accurate, because I said, how does your relationship with nature, how has it evolved as you've gotten older? And it is very much like a relationship or a marriage or something, the way you're describing it. You know what I mean? Like, like a couple that's been married for like 20 years or something, and they talk about, like, when they first got married and they were young and wild and staying out late and doing fun stuff. And then now it's like this little more sober, more mature, but still love.
So love. Like, it's still, when I see I took care of my grandma in Chile a while ago, and I was putting water in the garden every day because it had been kind of dead. She hadn't been there for a while. And then like a lemon grew, and I was so moved. And it still has a capacity to make me cry.
And was the themes of the environment and a lot of these issues that we're talking about, was this what drew you to this play? Or was this something you just wanted to do?
Well, I read the play when I was at another film festival in Cuba. And it was so last minute. And I was captivated just by the relationships, because they're all different and nuanced. And I at first was just like, what is going on?
Yeah, it takes it's a slow burn.
What's up? And the progression of it was really interesting to me. And I at first like immediately related to nature. I saw it connected to kind of like immigration.
Okay.
And then later on, hearing from the playwright that a lot of this was inspired from when there were waves of immigration coming into the UK, and how the immigrants were being referred to as cockroaches. So, the animals to me were that unknown thing that, and I just instantly connected to Alex. I was just like, oh, this girl's badass. Like, I would love to get a chance to just experience her, whether it's just in the audition, and then, if it goes on from there, then great. But if not, just like get a moment to be in her shoes.
You mentioned the playwright is Scottish, right?
Yes.
There is a number of Toronto references, kind of
yes.
in the play. Because now, obviously, the Toronto audience is coming to see this play. Are those Toronto references kind of meant to bring this kind of home and to kind of, like we were talking about before, to kind of wake up the audience a little bit more? Because this is in your backyard now. Like, you're talking about Presto cards and things like that, right? Or is it just like, I guess, to take it away from more of the British thing? Like, what was the reason for putting some of the Toronto...
Well, the playwright says specifically in her script that you make it local to wherever you are. So if you need to change anything to make it more specific or make more sense to where you are, then you can go for that. So we did make a few changes, like you noticed the Presto cards. But for the most part, we did keep kind of same vocabulary as much as we could, unless it was just really, really far off.
Yeah. What are you hoping then? You said it was up to me to interpret what I wanted.
Yes.
But are you hoping that Toronto audiences walk away with anything, sort of either to be inspired or discouraged or galvanized or caring for more brown people, First Nations you mentioned, like water some plants?
Yeah. I hope that people are able to look at this play and question who they are within this piece at what point right now, because I think we do kind of pass through all these characters in some way. And I'd be really interested to watch this to see what it's like, because it's very different, I imagine, from the outside.
It is a very different play, yeah.
So, and also depending where you're sitting in the space, but I think it'd be interesting for each person to get a chance to examine where they are in the flow of all the characters, and what that means for who they are and what they're doing in their life right now. And given all the news that we are getting about climate and how much time we have, I hope that we can actually start mobilizing and doing something that will give us more time on this earth, because why not?
Yeah, why not? I asked if Alex and her fight was perhaps naive, and we discussed that a little bit. But similar to that, do you still believe, or do you accept that movies and plays like this can change minds and can change hearts and can inspire people to make a difference? Because people go both ways on that. For sure.
I think it depends who you're able to reach in terms of the audience. Because if you're just giving a message to a bunch of people that already agree, like, you're not really changing anything. The only thing that I think you might be doing is incite more action, like actively. But I'd be more curious to see how this would impact people who don't think or are not seeing these news headlines as a fearful thing or thing that we should be trying to work against. It's really hard to say because for my experience so far, most of the people who've been coming are people that I know or people in the community. So my hope with theater and film is that we're able to reach more people, and hopefully podcasts like this or info can get out to other people to come check it out.
Yeah, it's running until March 16.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got tonight, Thursday, Friday, 2 shows Saturday, so we got 4 shows left.
And the experience for you has been good? Like, you want to keep doing more plays, or would you want to go take a break and go do a movie or something, or?
I like it all. It's theater like makes you have to be in front of your audience like straight up right there in the moment, and I think that that's always a great kick in the ass. And it's interesting to see how it evolves and how you change every night. So yeah, I definitely love theater, but I love film as well. It's a medium I'm always happy to plunge into.
Well, I was trying to figure out a way to describe this environment, this setting. And I think one of the differences from traditional plays is most people think of a stage or something. And the audience is actually very close to you guys. And like,
yes.
I was sitting beside one of the doors and you guys were going in and out of the doors.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I was sitting over there.
You're right there? Okay,
yeah.
cool,
So, so you're coming in and out of the doors. And so it's like there's a lot more intimacy. So it's like when you see the relationships of the characters and how they're interacting and falling apart and arguing and trying to get along, it feels like you're almost eavesdropping on like a couple having an argument on the streetcar or something.
Yeah, that's a really amazing way to describe it.
There you go. Let's talk about a couple more fun things and then we'll wrap up. Is that good?
For sure, yeah.
We got all the heavy stuff. We fixed the environment.
No problem.
Yeah, we're going to be kind to immigrants now, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
So let's do a couple of fun things. Is there any kind of music you're digging lately or books that you're currently reading?
I have been nonstop for a while, so I haven't actually had a time to read something that is not a script. But something that I have reread and I think it's still relevant and keeps coming to my mind is In the Realm of Hungry Ghosts by Gabor Mate. And it focuses on the population in the downtown east side in Vancouver, which are sex workers,
You're
users.
talking East Hastings?
East Hastings, yes.
Yes, I've been to East Hastings.
You've been to East Hastings?
Sketch.
Yes.
So sketch.
Well, the book is written from the perspective of a doctor who works with the population that lives there. And I think it offers a really interesting, more nuanced look at where these people are coming from and why these addictions might be present, but also kind of a broader idea of what addiction is in our society and what addictions are like no problem, like being a workaholic, being a gym person or whatever, versus like being addicted to drugs. And I think that tackles that question of the other in a very, very beautiful way, scientific, but also personal. So that's a book that I love to come back to constantly. And music, let me see what's giving me life. To calm down, I always listen to João Gilberto.
Okay.
He's from Brazil. And so I've had like a hectic time. So being able to just take a moment and listen to his soothing voice is just like awesome. But like I really haven't had a moment to myself for a while. I've been so go. So I look forward to having a moment to just relax, look at some nature, put some music on.
Yeah. I'll get you on this. It's probably the most important question I've asked you. We've talked about a lot of important stuff.
Yes, we have.
But this is probably the most important question I've asked you. You from Montreal?
I am.
Do you have a particular type of poutine that you like?
Oh my God, classic.
You're a classic girl, eh?
Classic poutine, but like you have to go to like.
Where do you go in Montreal? Give me a good spot. La Banquise?
La Banquise. Okay, so that's good.
Okay.
The Banquise is good.
Yeah.
Patati patata, good as well. La Belle Province, all that's like in the downtown area, cool. But if you go to like a sector where it's like totalement français, and there's like a kind of not so friendly lady who's just like,
oh, I like the cranky lady.
The cranky lady,
yeah,
who just gives you the right amount of fries, good amount of gravy, and like the perfect amount of cheese that like melts, like so like every bite has cheese.
Yeah.
And my mouth is watering just
Yeah.
thinking about it. That is the poutine. And then you can add like whatever you can add. There's some places put lobster and duck and all that, but for me it's the classic.
All right.
Go back to the classic.
I do like a little bit of meat, sometimes some ground beef, some Italian sausage.
Yeah.
I don't do duck or lobster. That's like too fancy.
That's really I worked at a place where they did duck and lobster and bacon and stuff. I was like,
bacon's
wow.
a good jam too. Like,
Oh, that's like a heart attack.
yeah, I know.
It's already a heart attack.
But I only do the bacon thing when like something's wrong in my life.
Oh, no.
You know when you can't.
Like you're punishing yourself?
Yeah, you just like, I don't know how to, everything's wrong right now. I just need to take 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll have this bacon poutine and then we'll figure it out after.
Oh my God. On the toilet later.
Just work it out, right? That's it. That's the beauty of poutine. So.
So this is the most important question.
That was the most important one, wasn't it?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Would you wanted to talk about like, because I think we figured everything else.
Oh, yeah, no, we did. We totally did. Yeah.
So the play runs till Saturday, March 16.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else lined up after that, or where can people see you or doing stuff and hanging out?
There are potential more travels around the world with this film that I did. Other than that, I'm gonna.
Which film?
It was Roads in February, Las Rutas en Febrero, which was a Montreal, Uruguay co-production, premiered at TIFF, won Best First Feature, and also top 10. So it'll be showing at the TIFF Lightbox this summer. So that's been taking me all over the world. So I'm so grateful to it, and to the beautiful connections I've made through it. But yeah, you're back to the grind. You're back to like tons of auditions. I will be working on the workshop of a new play called White Pomeranian next week, so I'm really pumped for that, and hopefully just a moment to catch some Z's. Yeah. Because it's in order.
Yeah. You speak a number of languages. Are you looking for projects based on language as well? And what, because each language obviously conveys something different, the different connotations,
Absolutely.
meanings.
Yes.
Are you looking for projects based on language then, as much as you are English?
Oh, for sure. I'm more interested in projects that are in other languages than English. I think we've heard enough films in English. I think it's time to listen to more, and beyond the languages that I speak, because most of mine are just all colonial.
Which are the languages you speak? I picked up the French, obviously.
Yeah. English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Italian.
Okay.
And
those are similar neighborhoods.
A little bit of German. I know, yeah, there's like a lot of Romance languages there. But beautiful, like if I could work in Brazil or like in Italy or all over Latin America, there's some really, really beautiful work being done everywhere. And even in Toronto, there's a lot of Spanish language theater as well through Luna. But yeah, I grew up on international cinema. So like I started off watching those stories and like full characters of people of color from all over the place in those different languages. And that's where my heart is really at. So English is cool, for sure. It's kind of ruling the world right now, but I love to travel and also learn more about the world through my work, if that'd be possible.
Yeah. This is a tangent, has really nothing to do with the play.
No problem.
But I think one of the things I've been really enjoying about Netflix is you get these non-American productions.
Yes.
And I've been watching some of the shows. There's a German production called Dark.
Oh, yes?
That was phenomenal. Holy cow, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to say I've got some issues with Netflix.
Yes.
And their international section. Just because I watch so much of the films and I'm just like, ugh, I feel like they're getting some stuff. Like they got Roma. Yeah. Beautiful, but you should really watch Roma on a big screen. But I'm happy it's accessible. I'm just gonna add that. But
this is the thing.
They're making an effort. They're making an effort now, but still, when you look at their international section, it just does not capture the depth of like what's out there. And I'm scared about the monopoly they're gonna hold in terms of international film, because it's so beautiful. And sometimes you get to hear a story about like a little old person who lives in the middle of nowhere, and that story will shake you. And I wish everyone had access to those stories.
Yeah, but I mean, it goes back to curation, because the problem with Netflix is everybody gets all excited about Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And then we all watch Stranger Things and we go home.
Yeah.
Right?
Or like You.
Yeah.
Which is just like forced onto you. And you're like, what is this? Sorry to You fans, but like, what?
Yeah, and Netflix thing too is weird. Was it Grey's Anatomy or something they recommended? I'm like, I watch a lot of sci-fi, a lot of like
not Grey's Anatomy.
yeah, there's nothing in my thing that would be like, maybe they think I'm lonely or something.
No.
And they're like, you need some romance and like, you know, maybe let's make it a little softer, maybe accessible to a girl or something.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe they're trying to make me better.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was just like, I'm not doing it though. So.
Well,
anyways, yeah. But thank you for taking the time. We covered a lot. Like, we covered poutine.
Yes.
The struggles with First Nations people in Canada, which
I mean, we only like scraped that.
I
There's
know.
so much. You could dedicate a whole podcast to that.
But as long as we keep getting the word out about that, because I mean, that is something we do have to address and we have to correct.
It's right here. Yes.
Yeah.
Homelessness too. Right here in Canada.
And hopefully plays and work like this continue to kind of get out and kind of connect with people and push people to think about these things a little bit more and hopefully do something.
Yes.
All right. Because I think too, the other thing was, this is a bit judgmental, but we talk a lot, but we don't do a lot.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. And we talk to people that we already agree with.
Yeah. So
just like, yes.
It's like that thing in relationships where like, I've been thinking about you all day, but you don't send an email, you don't send a text, you don't the person doesn't actually know that you did, like, love is a verb, right?
Yeah.
So thinking about me all day is like, great, I appreciate that, but it's like, you got to do something.
The active part of the verb.
Yeah. You have to play. So
Definitely.
we'll end it there. Thank you so much, Arlene.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So this was a lot of fun. So I look forward to your next couple of projects.
Thanks.
Thank you. I'm your host, Sammy Younan. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram at My Pal Sammy. Thank you for listening.